Morning guys, it's the 28th of January 2021 and I'm awake for the second time tonight. I originally woke up at what was it, 1 o'clock, wasn't it, hun? And then I was awake until about 4ish. And then I fell back to sleep on the couch. And then, yeah, so here I am, awake again. Blink, blink. I'm trying to be anyway. Yeah, so I've kind of noticed a change. I mean, I've been working on a plan to go plant-based for a while because I've known I've had to, and it's not just for weight reasons or anything like that, but it's more unless you buy organic free-range meat, the animals that come to you, or the meat that comes to you, is loaded full of medications that they don't have to list, and they can't really list all of them because all of the meat gets mixed up, right? So there's no labeling laws about that at all. The issue I have with that is that I have a list longer than both my arms of medication that I can't take because I react badly to it. And when I have a cocktail of things that I can't have, I end up coming out in blisters on my fingers, which means at that point I have to go plant-based for quite some time and completely go away from meat and dairy for several months at a time to make sure that that just doesn't, that it's all out of my system. It's came back on my hands last night. Well, I saw one little blister on my thumb and I thought that might have been because I'd been working in the kitchen. It was in an odd place, it was on there, but that was last week. Well, this week I've ended up with a few more, and yeah, last night it was there was one that was actually protruding rather than underneath my skin, because these things tend to come up underneath my skin rather than on top of, and then all the skin on my hand starts to peel. It's not fun. It's not a great conversation starter either, but it is what happens, and it happens if I end up having medications I can't. Now, what a lot of people don't realise is that the animals get the same meds that people do, which is why they're tested on animals. Well, it's part of the reason they're tested on animals, but, you know, they figure if it works on one, it'll work on the other. And it's, you know, it's not great, because pharmaceutical medications cannot be cooked out of meat, no matter how long you cook it or what you use, what your method is. These things can't be cooked out of meat. Now, it's long been known that medications and preservatives and stuff in food has a long-lasting effect on the body, and it's not always a good thing. During the Vietnam and Korean Wars, they noticed that the American soldiers took up to 4 weeks to start decomposing due to the additives that was in their food, whereas the locals would start within 24 hours. Yeah, so there's a long-lasting effect on what you put in your body, and as I said, can't be cooked out. Big pharmaceutical medications, you know, they cannot be cooked out of the meat. So if they're fed to any of the animals, which a lot of the intensively reared animals are, it these are medications that actually go into their food. It's stuff that they're fed on a regular basis to try and keep them healthy. Things like antibiotics, things like painkillers and stuff like that tend to go into animals so that, yeah, that they're supposed to keep them healthier, apparently. But yeah, anywho, that then gets passed on to us, and because we don't know what that animal has been given to eat, we have no way of knowing what else we are eating, even though it might say, you know, what it is, and it could be something completely built up with all sorts of other things. So that means now that as much as I had the best laid plans, I now have to forego those, and I'm going to have to go plant-based a lot quicker. Doesn't mean that I can't have fish from time to time, because fish I seem to be okay with, but for now, for the next definitely 3 months, I'm going to have to go as plant-based as possible, and maybe only have one meal a month that isn't. But I don't really want to take that risk at this point. I will be doing some meat-based dishes on my or meat-based videos, because there are things that I want to teach, and I would want to teach them my way so that people who follow my stuff learn how to do it, because that's the whole point of doing it. And I will get those done over time, obviously, because I have a plan of what I want to do. But for now, what I was going to be doing was I was going to be doing the 5 weeks of breakfast, and then in the 4th week bring in the lunches, and then in the 4th week of breakfast and lunches bring in the dinners. I'm actually going to have to speed that up a bit. So this is going to make life fun, especially since there's an off-pay week. It's okay. We can do this. We can do a couple of weeks of food on a budget using your dry stores and what we've got in the house, I guess. And that's not going to be too hard, I don't think. We'll make do. We always do. We make do and we crack on. But this is something that's necessary, and it's going to have to happen. And as you can see, I'm actually... That's not a pimple. That's another blister. So we're coming up on my face as well, and my face, you can see it's starting to, yeah, not be great. So it does have a big impact, and yeah, if I wore makeup you might not be able to see it, but you can. And so there you go. This is what happens to my skin. It's not pleasant, it's not fun. Anywho, so that's the news. I'm going to crack on in a minute. I'm going to have a shower, feel a little bit better. I need to wake up a bit. I'm going to have to do several videos over the next few days, or get them finished, and see how we go from there. Okay, so I will see you guys later. I love you heaps. Look after yourselves, and listen when your body is telling you something. Listen. Don't do what I did and eat a triple combo barbecue thing because it's yum. Can't help it. Okay, anywho, I'm off. I will see you guys later. Love you guys heaps. Bye bye.